Son d'un papa!
Oh, my wiener. Quick round of Ask Akasan with Tino. This one comes from Toner Toki, and he said, when did you start to learn, understand Nihongo or Japanese language? So, I guess for me, I'll answer that one first because mine's a little shorter in terms of learning and understanding. And the short answer for me is I wouldn't exactly say that I have learned anywhere close to being fluent or even intermediate or anything. Like, I can understand when kids are talking to each other and like daily conversation stuff, or when somebody needs to eat or go to the bathroom or poop themselves or whatever. And you know, when I watch TV, I can understand little things, but sometimes I get lost when it's a subject matter I'm not familiar with, or they're talking about sports or whatever. But you know, I got discouraged into learning Japanese a couple of years ago after the earthquake. Because I used to actually go to the language centers every day. When I was in college, I was learning Japanese. And that was probably the best time when my Japanese was at its best, reading, writing, all that stuff. But then after the earthquake, a lot of things happened. And like I said, I'm pessimistic by nature. So when everybody was down and depressed, I was at my worst and such. And so then when I moved to the Kyushu area, I felt like, I don't know, I felt that it was really hard to pull myself back up and try to find language. I actually did go and I found like language, not a language center, but I found like, you know, these older people that would come and try to help teach you, and the time didn't work out for me, and whatever. And I never felt like those language centers or those type of volunteer places were really good for me, because I never felt like I came there just like some of these students we talk about. I came there with a Japanese book and like all this other stuff, and I wanted to really be taught, but that's not really what that place was for. That was more or less just chatting, so to speak, and it just didn't work the way I wanted to work. And basically, in short, I just got really discouraged, and as the years went by, sadly, I kind of realized that the kind of job that I have now and what I do online with YouTube and everything else, I just never really I don't feel a need to speak Japanese. And that's kind of the bad point about it, because the more I focus with that mentality, the worse it will get, so to speak, in terms of like if I ever want to change something up. And the only time I ever regret these types of decisions is when I ended up going to the emergency room, and it was very fucking hard to have a conversation while I was in pain. And you know, nobody out here in Kyushu speaks English that well, if any English. So this is the problem that I have. That, and then when I meet a very attractive woman, and in my experience, the more attractive women that fall into my category are generally the ones that don't speak any Japanese, any English at all. And that frustrates me a little bit, because I feel like if I had studied up, I could have really come in and impressed the hell out of them with some fluent Nihongo. So those are the only two regrets I have about that, but it really hasn't been enough for me to change my lifestyle as it is right now. So sorry, Toner Toki, I know you think that I'm really cool and I speak all this Japanese, but I'm not really faking it, but I'm just kind of like coasting it. How about yourself, Tino? When did you actually? That's actually a pretty good question. for you?
Where I could be understood. The
Yeah,
first
or
thing,
just when you started to like, I guess people are always looking for the Bart Simpson moment. You know that episode when Bart went to France and then all of a sudden it like clicked. Doesn't happen in real life. Definitely doesn't happen in Japan. Just living here. That's a concept I want people to throw out the window right now. Just living in a place does not mean you're going to pick up the language. If that was the case, I've been here on and off here for like 11 years. I would have been so fluent by now. So
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, when did you start to just really like when you were like, damn, I'm really getting this, I guess.
Well, you know what? First of all, before I answer that question, the one thing I love about YouTube is I can use it as a measuring device for my own progress. Not only in life, but also in Japanese. I speak better Japanese than any other foreigner that I've met out here, who's been here even longer than I've been here. But like I said, I came out here to learn the language. That was the only reason I came out here, was to learn the language. So I was able to speak this language. I'm fluent, by the way. I can have a conversation regarding any topic in Japanese just as well as I can do it in English. But the time where I could just conversate with people, just basically get my feelings across without me getting frustrated, was probably about 18 months after.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, I was grinding every day, dude. I used to carry this little tape recorder with me, you know, and I used to just ask people. I just listen to people just having these conversations, and I'm familiar with their vocabulary because I'm looking in the dictionary at the same time, and I'm like, excuse me, could you repeat that once more, please? Just repeat it again. Man, I used to bug people all the time with my little recorder, right? And I take this home and I make my own textbooks. And I'd watch the Japanese dramas, man, and I'd videotape them. I rewind them, and I go back, and I'm just mimicking their pronunciation. I'm just watching. And, you know, you don't even have to understand Japanese to understand the Japanese dramas because they're so simple. And a lot of them are just very, very similar to American dramas, you know?
That's true.
They basically just took the idea and made a Japanese version of it. You know,
that's true. I feel the same way about the porn. Yeah.
You could have cut that up to yourself, but
yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
But it's like, you know, yeah, where I could basically just, you know, have a conversation with people, talk to the women out here, 18 months in. But you know what I have to say, man? I woke up one morning, and it felt like basically a switch just went on. You know, when I woke up, I was like, damn, I can speak better today than I could yesterday. And it's like I have my own, like you said, I have my own business. I don't let my wife, all she does is count the money. That's it. Everything regarding my school, I do everything I have to go down to the town office and do, everything I do myself. So, and also, I was so hard up about learning this language, man. I took 3 years off from Eikaiwa and went into a software company, and I was a interpreter for 3 years for a software company out here.
Wow.
From 9 to 5, I was there. After I finished work, 5 o'clock, I kick off, and then I go home and I taught my own private lessons in my house after that. But that helped me tremendously because I got out of the Eikaiwa world I took a break for 3 years. And I went and worked for that company. They wanted me to go to Malaysia. That's why I quit. They were opening up a factory in Malaysia, and they wanted me to go help with the startup. And they wanted me to stay there for a year. I was like, no, I came to Japan to learn Japanese. I'm not about going to Malaysia, you know. So I'm sorry, but I have to quit you guys. So I quit that and went back to the Eikaiwa company that I was working for. But that 3 years I worked for that company, oh man, invaluable. The experience that I got here, dude, I learned all the ins and outs. I saw a totally different Japanese workforce than I was used to.
Right, like the Keigo and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The meaningless meetings that you would attend and
the green tea.
They love meetings, man. We have meetings every day. but nothing came from them. I didn't even really understand that. But like I said, that experience that I had in the Japanese company, working for a software company for 3 years, I mean, that was just invaluable, man. That experience, it upped my Japanese tremendously, opposed to not going into that world. So yeah, man, I came out here to learn this Japanese language, man. So yes, I've been out for 24 years, and I have the proof. You can say I can actually say that I've been here and I have something to show for it.
I like you for I guess the tips for the viewers and for Toner Toki that asked about it and such. I like that idea, the tape recorder. Nowadays you don't even need the tape recorder. You got the iPhone with the notepad.
Yeah, we didn't have that technology that you guys have now.
It's all here. It's all ready to. Ooh, hello.
Yeah.
It's all ready to. Your inspiration can be right on your phone. Damn, I need to start taking my own advice sometimes. But also, though, I like the idea of the TV thing as well. Watching the soap operas. In some cases, it helps with to have subtitles just so you can understand that meaning first or what have you not. But that is true. Especially when I went to Tokyo to go watch the Shingeki no Kyojin movie. I had to watch that all in Japanese, obviously, but I've seen it before. But it was actually pretty cool I had already watched the show twice, and to watch the movie, which was basically the abridged version of it, to already kind of know what's going on, but really to listen to the Japanese this time around, and you could actually pick up a few. I picked up a few new words out of that experience. So it's possible. It's very possible. Yeah. I will say that
I didn't come out here to make the money. I came out here to learn Japanese. That was my main motivator. So
I will say that I have noticed a slight improvement, or certain times I've noticed improvements. Every time I go to McDonald's, and that's always been the gauntlet for me, is how much of it can I order without touching the menu, instead of saying, oh, I want this one, I want that one. How much can I actually say in Japanese? And now I'm pretty damn good. I just go up there every morning. I'm just like, hey, 6番セット、お持ち帰り。Hey, お持ち帰り. And they ask me all these questions. If I'm able to answer that at the konbini and all that stuff, I figured that a small win. So yeah. All right, cool. We got that one. Thank you, Toner Toki, for that question.